I'm Matt Cox. This is Sotheby's Watson Associates. We're here today in Long Beach and just so excited to tell you about this transformation that's been done on this amazing home. You may remember last year, Dave and Erin Watson, we helped them list their home on Okana, which was a custom built. They built it all themselves. Dave's a contractor, builder. We collaborate with him a lot. His wife Erin does design, and they came here, and now this home is a warm contemporary version of that. They have really just transformed this into a beautiful oasis. They're incredible, and they have an amazing story about doing foster to adopt, and they needed a bigger home, and they had very specific criteria when searching for a home. They needed enough bedrooms to be able to grow their family, and so we were able to partner with them in listing their home on Okana, which sold at a record price for that square footage. It was truly an amazing modern farmhouse that they had custom built themselves as well. And then they bought this home, which was a complete fixer, totally run down, honestly exactly what they were looking for because of what Dave and Erin do. And they were able to transform it. And that's why we're here today, because we wanted to share with you kind of a little bit about what they've done. They're gonna talk a little bit about it and just introduce you to this neighborhood and this area. So we're really excited for you to see it and see all they've done.
Hi, we are Dave and Erin Watson, and we just moved into this house several months ago after an extensive remodel, basically a full gut. So Matt found this house for us last summer, and my wife actually grew up in this neighborhood. She grew up 2 streets over, and so we've always wanted to get back into this neighborhood to raise our family. And so we were on vacation, and Matt called me and said, hey, this house on Hazelbrook just hit the market, and he sent us a picture of it, and we absolutely loved it. I mean, it was a complete dump.
It was pretty terrible, but we're like, there was something so unique about the front, and we're like, okay, this could either be just really bad or it could be really cool. But there was kind of no middle ground because it was just such a unique.
We used to ride bikes around this neighborhood in our dating years, and we remember riding by this house, and it was like that scary one on the corner that everyone kind of avoided. So when it came up, and the structure was just beautiful, but the finishes were just awful, and the house was pretty mess. As far as what we did on the actual house, the improvements, it was basically a complete full gut. The house really, from the bones, was pretty compromised. Structurally, all the utilities as far as plumbing, electrical, mechanical. So we gutted it down to basically nothing and rebuilt everything. So complete new utility systems, all new finishes. I mean, we moved around a bunch of walls.
Like this room behind us was 3 or 4 different rooms that didn't really even have a purpose or make sense. So to me, that was actually the hardest design of this project, was the floor plan.
Yeah,
because
and then each room had approximately 30 to 40 cockroaches in it too, so that was great. Yes.
Not to mention pee. And
yes, it was pretty awful. It was just a terrible house. But thankfully, my beautiful wife did all the design on it, and I was just the brawn. She was more the brains on it. And so, yeah, we created this, I mean, that was basically her creation. I just was the one to implement it. So it's what's called, I did some. So I'm a builder by trade. So I have a company called Watson Brothers, and we collaborate a lot with Steve and Cece, and we have for years. And so that's what I do for a living. But I don't do much on the design side. That's her deal. So yeah, it was such a fun project, and we're finally done and settled in. We're gonna raise our family here and hopefully bring in more children. Yeah, so.
Yeah, so at first I was really intimidated because it was so ugly and it was such a unique style that we were like, how do we run with this ball? So first it was like mid-century modern, and then we tried doing like really modern, and finally I found like a picture, and it was warm contemporary, and it was just like so many natural tones and woods, and it was just like all the right lines that we needed for a modern look, but really warm. And so we just fell in love with that. And then once we had that vision, honestly, it was such a fun project. I thought it would be way more stressful. It was stressful on you, but for me, I just had fun.
I had so much fun. It was so much fun working with her, like building our dream home together. It's been like a dream of mine since we got married 15 years ago.
Okay, so my two favorite details of the house actually were your ideas. So I love the rock wall. He came home one day and he's like, I just was in a client's home and the entryway has this rock wall. And to me, it just makes that whole front feel like an indoor-outdoor feel with the natural light coming in, and then the rock that's the same as the outside. So that was like one of my favorite ideas. And then we always knew we wanted a big like doorway, and I was thinking nano door, but he discovered this door that like completely disappears into the wall. And to me, that just makes this space with all the natural light again. And so yeah, those are my two favorite.
Yeah,
and
so I love like her design of the kitchen, especially like it's called a Neolith type of product. It's a porcelain countertop. And I love the look of it. It's like a Carrera kind of Calcutta, and then like the white oak cabinets, like that natural. It's a natural stain over white oak, so there's no stain to it. I love the natural tones, and the entertainment system too kind of matches the same as the kitchen. Yeah, same exact wood. So those two things really, I think, make the inside that warm, contemporary.
We were so nervous too about combining different colors of wood, and like somehow it just all came together, which I'm so, like the floor has so many different tones in it that it pulls from lots of different, like the dark walnut looks great with it, and then the white oak looks great with it, so.
Yeah. Ooh, and the church pew. I love this church pew back here. So my wife had this idea, because we wanted to fit just like a bunch of kids on that thing. And so she had this idea of like getting this church pew and reupholstering it. So we found this thing at a church in Compton, and it was awesome, and they were selling it, so we picked it up and reupholstered it, and I think it goes great. So on the backyard, I think that was probably the biggest transformation, just because it was so bad. And it was just bare, and everything was dead back there, and it just looked like a field, like a mini field, like in the back of like an apartment building. There was this really weird overhang deck, this old overhang.
I mean, it was
with
like
these,
two balconies with staircases up, which definitely looked like an old apartment.
Yeah, with these big steel stairs coming down, and there was an old jacuzzi right here.
I forgot about that.
Right, and it was just all dead grass and everything. So we built this new deck out of it's called Borneo mahogany. It's like a special type of mahogany, and then we built this kind of warm contemporary pergola, and then we put in a pool, and we totally redid all the landscaping, and then we put in a basketball court. And
I was so excited about that.
That was
because
like
I told him like, there's no way. It's not a massive backyard, and it's very linear. So I'm like, there's no way we can do a basketball court, a pool, and a deck.
But we did. We did it.
You squeezed them all in.
Yeah.
The pool got very much shorter.
Yes.
But
still, it's a good size for the yard.
I'm really thankful because there's no sidewalks, which our last neighborhood was sidewalks, and the kids could play. So having a place that's concrete where they could ride scooters and bikes is just, I mean, that's what our kids end up playing more on.
Yeah, for sure. The concrete. Oh, and then the gym. So there's a 3-car garage, and it's a 1-car with a wall in between, and then a 2-car. So we kept the single-car garage as just like a place to put all of our junk. And then the 2-car garage, we turned into a home gym, and we put in the same type of doors it's called a multi-slide that slide back into the wall. And it's just like a really fun home gym. The kids play back there, and it's just a great spot. So yeah, we're just so excited, so thankful that Matt found this, because we wouldn't have even, it went up and was off the market that weekend, and so if he hadn't have found it for us, we wouldn't have even been here.
Hazelbrook was always our favorite street, because we would, like you said, bike ride around these streets, and we're like, so my dream house was actually like 3 houses down, and it's such a little girl house because it looks like a Tudor, like a princess. But I'm like, someday I will live on Hazelbrook.
Yeah, this is our favorite
so cool
stretch of Hazelbrook. So yeah, we just love it, and we're just so thankful that we finally are done with it. But it's been such a fun project. My